Hey guys, how you doing today? I want to show you this beautiful plant. This is an Anthurium Superbum. I don't know exactly how you say it, but I absolutely love this plant. I love the texture of it. It kind of feels like leather or something. It's really a beautiful plant, and if you look at the back of it, look how red and coppery the leaves are. See that? Absolutely gorgeous. You can see how red and coppery they are. I love this plant, and the texturing is on the back too. It's really a beautiful, beautiful plant. But this is an Anthurium, and I've had her for, oh my gosh, I got her about 5 or 6 years ago for my birthday. We went to a little greenhouse down in southern Ohio, and I actually got this pot. It's a real pretty terracotta pot. You see the little flowers on it. And she has been in this pot the whole time. So I need to repot her and get her. I want to put her in this pot. I'm hoping it's not going to be too big. I just got this pot not too long ago. A beautiful blue color. It didn't have holes, so I had to drill some holes on it. But I want to, last time I checked, I didn't see any roots coming out of the bottom of this pot, but she has been in here a long time, and I want to check on her, check her roots, which I'm sure they're good because the plant is fine. My tags have totally worn off. I'll have to clean one of those tags up and get a new one in her. Now, this is a very slow growing plant. It has really odd growth habit. I've got an old tie down here. Now, I am going to, since this plant has been in this pot for so long, I am going to empty her into this and get rid of the soil. And actually, it's kind of weird because the soil does still smell really good, but I'm just going to try to push her out of here. I'm going to get all this out. And then I will get this pretty little pot all cleaned up, and I'll use her for something else. See all the pretty flower decoration on here? I love it. Okay, get that set down. Now I want to take a look at her roots. She hasn't been giving me any issues. She's just a slow grower. A lot of the Anthuriums are, but her roots all look good. I love Anthurium roots. I gotta get my scissors. I see a couple of, oh, my scissors are right here. I see a couple of older roots. I want to get those off. But being she's an Anthurium, she likes to be in about a medium light is what I grow her in. And keep the soil at an evenly moist. I think that's all the bad roots. There was just 2. But look at the root system. Some of these Anthuriums that I have, their roots are just chubby and fat. I absolutely love them. They take up a lot of water. She's got a new growth coming in, which is another reason why I wanted to go ahead and repot her. You can see, hopefully right here, is a new growth coming up. And there's a new root coming out right here. I just smacked myself in the face with her. There's another bad root. I think I broke it. Alright, so I am going to get rid of this. I'll take this outside and dump it. I have a bucket out on my back porch for all my older soil. And then when it gets filled up, I just take it outside and dump it in my compost. In the meantime, I'll use it for a plant trash can. Now I've got all new soil right here. So I am just going to start filling this up. It's so dry. I'm going to have to make sure I water it really good. Because when your soil is really dry, sometimes you just have to keep running the water through to get it completely. You might think you have it completely wet because the water's running through, but it's not. It will run down the side of the pot, usually, before it will go down into the middle. Alright, now I want to see about where this, that looks pretty good. You want to make sure with a plant like this that you're not putting your soil line above the crown of your plant, or you'll rot it out and it will all die. You want to keep, even if you see a few of the roots on top, you want to keep it, you want to keep your soil line right about down in here, because you'll start rotting your crown of your plant out and your leaves. So you just want to be very careful. Now, I feed her quite a bit. She's in about, I think I said before, she's in about a medium light, a medium to bright is what she can take. You just want to make sure she's not getting direct sun, because she will burn. There's a piece of my turtle leaf. They fall. Those daggone things fall everywhere. I'm just making sure I'm getting the air out. Getting the soil all up underneath the roots. But you can see where my soil is right here. But anthuriums like to be fed. I feed mine with fish fertilizer every time I water. I do not use the synthetic fertilizer, so I wouldn't really recommend using a synthetic fertilizer every time you water. Or even if, you know, once a month is probably good. I don't know. I can't speak about them because I don't use them. But I got my soil is really airy. I've got a lot of perlite in it. I don't use bark. It's just more things to have to buy. And perlite is cheap, and if you put a whole bunch of perlite in your pot, it does the same thing. As long as it's draining quickly, that's what you want. So I got a big tray here. I'm just going to put her in it. And then I am going to deep water her. And because the soil is so dry, I'm going to keep pouring water in until I see it coming out of the bottom of my pot. And you got to remember, her roots were sitting about right here in this pot. That's another thing that you have to remember when you have a plant that you're putting in a bigger pot, especially if it's a plant where you're letting it dry down, like say a Hoya, and if you put it in a pot and your roots are right here, and that's all and you're letting that plant dry, letting the pot dry all the way down, your plant is already days and days and days over watered. Okay, the water is just starting to come out. It's coming out very slowly. This soil is very, very dry. And I'm going to go ahead and give her a push just to make sure that she is stable. There's water still coming out, but not very much, so I am just going to keep watering her. Watering all the way around the edges and in the middle. You see it's pooling up on top, that's good. And then it's soaking down very quickly. You know that your soil and perlite mix is good. It's draining very quickly. But, oh, the pot feels nice and heavy now like it should. But I am going to leave her sit in this container of water for about 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever. I want my soil to be completely drenched. But this is a beautiful plant. I recommend it if you love Anthuriums. I'm really not sure on the prices of these nowadays. I haven't looked. You can see all her damage. She's got a little bit of damage there, a little bit of damage, not from pests or anything, just user error and being outside error, the elements. But I've never had any pest issues with this plant. It seems to get my camera back right. It seems to do fairly well as far as pests. I would imagine, if anything, it would probably get spider mites really easy, especially if you're letting it dry down too much, because this does like to be kept evenly moist. And so if you're having issues, I just use neem oil mix on all of my stuff if I have any like spider mite issues or mealy bugs. I've not really had any other issues besides those two pests in, for my houseplants. But, you just want to make sure that you're keeping an eye out. I'm going to turn this around so you guys can see the back of her, because it is just so pretty. I love it. And the leaves on it are real stiff. And the stems are real stiff. I've even accidentally just moved them a little bit and they snap. But it grows kind of like a bird nest fern. That's what I think is really neat about it, let alone, the texture and then the color. And if you get it in bright enough light, which you still have to be careful, the front of the plant will turn like a purpley. It'll turn like a purpley color too. Now I have her she is in a south window in my plant room behind a shear this winter. Now in the summertime, she's usually outside, but she's not in any kind of super bright light or direct sun. But it's an easy plant as long as you remember to keep her evenly moist, and she does like humidity. but I think with it being a thicker leaf plant, she could probably do well with lower humidity. I'm not positive because I don't really have a low humidity issue. In the summertime, we're always super humid, and in the wintertime, I run my humidifiers all the time because our house just gets way too dry. So I'm going to let this plant soak for a little while. Make sure that she's getting a full, nice watering. And then the next time I water her, I will feed her with my fish emulsion. And beautiful plant. If you like the looks of this plant, it's a pretty easy grower. But it is slow. It is very, very slow. And as long as you don't let her dry out a lot, like all the time, once or twice, I don't think it's going to hurt this plant because I've let her get overly dry a couple times and nothing really happened. But I'm excited to see this new leaf pop up. Maybe it will grow this way and even the plant up a little bit. I don't know, I hope. Plants just do what they want. So I am going to let you guys go, and I will talk to you later. Bye.